I'm going to show you how to add a listing into the MLS. So I've skipped a couple steps here, but once you're in here, you're just going to click menu, and then you're going to go to add listing right here, and then this is going to redirect you to this page that I'm on right at the moment. So for any of our agents internally that are adding a listing, this is kind of what it's going to look and feel like. So here this is already auto-populated for me, but I go AZ115, and that is Austin's information for the MLS. So then we're going to click next. And there's actually a few quicker ways to do this, but I will go kind of the longer route just for educational purposes. Um, so there's actually a way you can copy a previous listing, which I can then show you guys at a later date. But this is the way to like manually input everything. So this house is going to be 2545 South Cherry. And then it's pretty self-explanatory, I think, but I'm just gonna show you guys through here. So this one's in Mesa, or Mesa. And I just forget the zip code, so I'm gonna throw it in here. 85210. 210. And then anything that's not red, it's not required that it's put in. So like zip 4, that's just the last 4 digits of the zip. And then all this red stuff, this is required. So you got to make sure like building number, 100 block, all this stuff can be less blank. And then this information here, book number, map number, parcel number, that you're all going to find on Monsoon. So the quick way to go there is just go to mymonsoon.com, and then this will, if you're not already logged into your MLS, you'll need to put that in, log in here, and then this is the assessor's information up here. So this goes in the same order: 310, 02, 310. So then you just go back here, 310, 02, 310. And then you can go here, populate tax data, and then it's just going to reference this to make sure it's all accurate. And then see how like it capitalized this. It made a couple little changes. It filled in that zip 4 for me. So then that way you know you're all accurate on this level. Go next, and then see here too, like this is a lot of stuff to fill out. It is just part of the process, but if you don't want to fill it out, you can just do this. You go to required fields only, um, but then you can start dropping it all in here. So this one's $4.99, list price, status. This one, the reason I'm not marking active is I don't want it listed yet. It's just going to be listed in the coming soon status, which you should all be familiar with that so far. And then this is important because this is the day it's going to go active. So make sure that if you're not ready to list something active, make sure you check back and make sure these dates are appropriate. So like on this one, for example, like I'm getting the photos taken on this day. So I'm going to make sure everything's uploaded and ready to go by the 8th. So I'll just set a reminder for myself on the 7th to make sure that my listing's the way I want it to go live on the MLS. Oh, and I mean, my bad. This is on market date, so I was just one step ahead of myself. This is what day you took the listing. So I don't have that right off the bat right now. So I'm just going to put back in September on market date. And then also, just for the sake of this video, I don't have the expiration date. So I'm just going to put something in here for now, and then I'll come back and change that later. Um, so auction, we're not doing auction style in this house. You put no. This is what type of listing agreement you took. We should all be taking exclusive right to sell listings. If you want to do exclusive agency, that's another conversation we can have. But that's where if you're an exclusive agent on it, you'd put exclusive agency. But on this one, we have exclusive right to sell. Ownership on this one. If you don't know this, you should, but it's really, really rare here in Arizona that it's going to be any of these other types. So typically 9 times out of 10, it's going to be fee simple. There's some like co-op units in Old Town that I know of. If it's a condo, it's a condo. That's kind of where you'd put it in here. But even on condos, most of the time the ownership's fee simple. And then sub agents, I always just mark that no. Um, not really sure why it's actually required in here. Buyer broker agreement. Yes, this means we are paying a buyer broker percentage. On this one, I agreed to pay them at 2.5%. It's not a variable commission. That's not going to change. This is all auto-populated for me from the tax records. I just take out their name, and then I just put in client of eXp Realty. And then this tax information, just make sure this is right. It's really simple to double check. You just go back to this monsoon tab we already had pulled open, and then you'll just scroll down here to the tax information, 2021 final, $3,074. So just go back here, $3,074, 2021. Dwelling type, single family detached. It is a detached property. So this stuff would be on more like condos, townhouse type of stuff. But if you were to type patio house or townhouse, you'd want to make sure that these are, if they're detached, they're like a standalone building. If it's attached, this is where it's saying that means horizontally. If it's stacked, that means it's going to be, you'll have units above or below you. And then make sure the exterior number of stories is accurate. Like if you're listing a condo, for example, and it's just a single level unit, but it's upstairs, that is still considered an exterior story of 2. So keep that in mind. On this house, it is a 2-story home. That's why I'm putting 2 in there. It's a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom house, or it's 3.5 baths actually. I think it's actually 4, but I can come back. I'll double check that. 3518. So this is really important, you guys, just because this is where, there's a lot of disputes these days over square footage. Unless the owner's like really, really confident with their estimation on square footage, if they did an addition or something, then maybe you can use that. I always just advise going off of what the tax record says. So again, this is 3518. This is saying the source of the square footage, the county assessor, which is actually right here, back on this monsoon tab. And this one is, it'll show you right here, 3518 square feet. So that's why I'll use that for that. Builder name, sometimes it's in here. This was built a little while back, but a lot of the times if you don't know, it's okay just to put unknown in there. But I think they actually bought it. So Continental Homes Incorporated. So we could put that for this one. Year built 1994. Again, all this stuff reference the tax records. 1994. Lot square footage, same thing. You want to make sure that's accurate. 80, 84, 82 up here. Then pool. This one does have a private pool. And then the schools, this can get tricky. Um, there's several different ways to do this. The way that I've liked to do it the most, I guess I could say, um, for lack of like really knowing officially where to pull all this data from without getting like disclosure from the seller on it. What I'll do, and I'm going to leave this blank for now because it'll take a minute, but I go to all these other closed listings and then just reference what ones. But it's funny to do that because then you'll realize that you're not the only one. A lot of these will actually have different schools, but I'll just reference like 3, right? So we can just do it right now real quick. So I'll click that. I'll go in here. I'll click that MLS number. This will bring me to the MLS. And then this is where it's going to show me the school information. So elementary school is 004 Mesa Unified School District. Crimson Roads Junior High in Dobson. Crimson Roads in Dobson. So then here you can go back, right? And we just said we're going to reference those 3. And then, right, like that one was this one, I think. So then here's another one. We'll do the exact same thing. And this is saying Crimson, Rhodes, Dobson, 004. Right, so I would say this is pretty dang accurate. I would go here. Oops. So Crimson, Rhodes. And then all I'm doing is just typing in on my keys the first two or three letters. And then that on my computer that does it. So it should. And this was 004, Mesa Unified. It's the same thing there. And then the high school district also 004. And then too, just to kind of like when I pull it like this, just to further protect yourself, because remember the buyer has to do all their own due diligence anyway, and the seller actually has to sign off to say that this is all accurate once this is all completed. But just additionally to protect yourself and the seller on a disclosure level, I always will put it in the additional terms below that the buyer is to verify all those facts and figures and put it in the MLS. Not sure if legally that how much that really protects us, but it is just another step you can take to protect yourself and the client. Um, and then this one, there's no HOA, so you just select no on all these. There's also no land lease. Land leases here are rare, but make sure that the seller is aware. If there is one, make sure you're made well aware of it. Again, that's something you'd find out in the buyer's due diligence period, but you don't want any surprises. And then this is where, like, remember, this is the required fields only. So there's several other options that you'll need to fill out, or you can fill out. This just helps the internet pull all the data from this and gives you better marketing the more of this you have filled out. So this one's got a full bath in the master bedroom. It's got a separate tub and shower. It's got a private toilet room. It's got a tub with jets. Um, I don't remember offhand if there's a fireplace. So when I don't know if it's yes or no, well, actually, no, I do know it is. There is a fireplace in there. So I'm just going to put one fireplace. I don't know if it's gas or not. I don't remember, so I'm going to leave that blank. I know there's a private pool. I know it is a. I was going to click heated. I'm not. I don't remember if it's heated, but I do know there is a spa. So it's private spa there. Dining. There's a formal dining. There's an eat-in kitchen. And then there is electric cooktop, dishwasher, no fridge in this house. There is a kitchen island. There are laminate counters. There is a disposal. And you guys, like, this stuff can be really, really important too. I know we just mentioned that we can put buyer to verify all facts and figures, but this is considered disclosure to the buyer too, even though they're supposed to verify all this stuff anyway. But keep in mind, like, I've heard stories of people checking this little box here for disposal, and then the buyer performing, moving into the house, and then, particularly in the event that you're representing the buyer, and then there's no disposal, the buyer's gonna, the buyer could throw a fit and say, hey, that was disclosed to me that there was a disposal, and I never double checked. I've heard stories, and I don't know if it's required or not. But then the agent had to end up going and buying a disposal. But a lot of this stuff, there could be bigger deals like a soft water system or reverse osmosis. This stuff could be really expensive. So if it was disclosed to the buyer that this is in there, make sure you're verifying that this information's accurate. If the buyer is, you know, very if they're going to be using this stuff as direct disclosure of what is or isn't in the property. So on this house, there's no washer and dryer, so you do washer and dryer hookups only. Um, and they are inside. There is no basement on this home. There on this house, there could be a separate den or office. So make sure we check. We can check with the broker. Different brokers have different guidelines on what's considered a bedroom and what's not. This house, it's technically a 4 bedroom, but downstairs there's a 5th bedroom. The 5th bedroom does have a closet in there. It could be used as an office, but if I click yes on this, it's going to show bedrooms plus 6. So it's going to show there could be a 6th bedroom somewhere. And on this one particularly, I'm going to click yes, because there's actually a loft upstairs that could absolutely be converted into a bedroom or used as an office, and there's still 5 complete bedrooms. So just keep that in mind, and I'll show you where it says that. Actually, I can just pop back to this listing here. So it says bedrooms, bathrooms, 5, 3, and then bedrooms plus 5. So on mine, this will say 5, 3, but bedrooms plus 6, because I'm considering the loft slash office area an additional potential room. And again, that's your preference. And then there's no carport spaces, but there is a 3-car garage. And then I'm going to say there's like 3 spots to park on the slab. And then it is framed wood. And then construction finish, it's stucco. It is tile roof. And then this stuff I'm not entirely sure of. So I'm going to put other for right now. Because again, these are required fields, so I'm going to need all this stuff for it to put it in. And then I'm going to come back later and update this stuff for the disclosure made to the buyer. And then heating, same thing. I don't know right now, so I'm going to put other. And I'm not sure if there's gas run to this property or not. So again, I'm going to put other for this stuff. Like if you don't know, put other. It's better than saying it's one of these things and you don't really know. And then make sure you come back and change this once you do find out, because then you do know. And then city water, I do know that. I do know it's on sewer, the public. And then fencing, there is a block wall on this property. And then there is a gravel stone front, gravel in the back, and there is grass in the front and grass in the back. There's irrigation in the front and the back. And this is you put permission required to show. Yes. To schedule the showing, I always do showing time, text, phone, or email, so they can reach out to me however they want. It is on an MLS lockbox, and it is not on a non-MLS lockbox. Possession is to be at the close of escrow. Exterior, so this is the HOA stuff. There is no HOA here, so make sure you just press none. Again, association rules and info, not managed or none. And then first loan on this one, I'm just going to say treat as free and clear. They have a really, really small mortgage left on it. You can use conventional as well. And then new types of financing. So some buyers have it set up to where their searches will only send to their people if like you're allowing an FHA. On this house, we are going to be looking for cash or conventional deals, or VA. And I could put FHA in there as well right now, but you want to make sure if it is like available for USDA, or if your clients are doing a 1031 exchange or they're open to someone buying it that way, you could just put all this stuff in there. But typically, I'd say these are probably your 4. Of course, if it's out of the max for FHA, don't include FHA. So I think 600's out of their realm at the moment. And then seller disclosures available. Yes, agency disclosures are required. There's no well vicinity of the airport. I'm going to let the seller disclose on that. And then, yeah, so then that would complete this page. That was like the meat of this whole thing. Broker distribution. So this will be like if your client, for some strange reason, does not want it to be marketed on the house or online, then this is where you exclude it. That means MLS wouldn't send this data out anywhere. but we are going to be sending this one out. We do want all the marketing done. So again, and this will just kind of bring me back, and you can do save as incomplete listing or add listing. And if you missed anything, it's going to tell you right here. So see, like, one error has been found. Please click OK, then fill out the required fields. Entry required in horses, right? So like somewhere along the line, I missed this horses box. So it's going to bring me right to here. There's definitely no horses allowed here. So then you'll press next, and then it's going to add this listing coming soon. And then see, it'll tell me again, I missed something, right? So I missed the list date and coming soon date. Again, it should bring me right there. List date and on market date. But I have these filled out. It may not be 30 days prior to the current date. So yeah. So I'm just gonna put this one as November 3rd for right now. I'm gonna come back and double check all this stuff. And then the on market date, this will be correct now. See if it lets me do that now. Oh, may not be more than 30 days. So then that is how you would do that. And then here, um, obviously I didn't add any of the photos or anything yet. I just want to make sure that this is looking appropriate now. And I'm still going to come back and make a few of those changes. But then I can just go in here, 2545 South Cherry. And then now it should be, see how it's listed in coming soon status. And I believe the MLS has rules on this photo. I didn't add anything yet. I think you just need to put a photo in within 3 days. So like for on this one, for example, my photographer's coming out on Monday, so I'm not going to meet that 3 day mark. I already know that. There's no reason to get like a warning over something like this. So all I will do on one like this for right now is I'm just going to go back here, put in Cherry, and I'm just going to go Google Maps and grab the street view, just because you need to have a photo on here. So I'm just going to take a screenshot and then add this into the listing just to make sure it is all in there. So, and then too, quick little tip here, but now you're going to come back. I'm going to go to change listing because I've already added this one. And then you see nothing in here right now, but then when I go down to coming soon, you will see Cherry. Change this one. Let me go, whoops. Then in here, photos. Then I just took that little screenshot. Photos. And there we go. And then obviously this isn't my marketing for this property, but this is going to be in there so I don't get pinged with a warning from the MLS about not having the photo in there. And sometimes this takes a minute to upload, and then you just go return to edit the listing. And then it should have already automatically saved, but then I go back to my listing, and then now it's going to be showing my photo, right? So, and keep in mind too, if there's a for sale sign in the front yard, you can't have that in the photo. So you need to go Photoshop that out, but this one doesn't have any for sale signs, so just make sure of that. That's another little way to get a warning really quickly. So we want to avoid that at all costs. And again, I'm going to go back and edit a few things still in here, the ones where I marked like other, because we absolutely know about the heating and cooling system. I just don't know right at the present moment, but I wanted this to go in there to the MLS so that way they know it's going to be coming soon here next week. And then again, for right now, I've got the on-market date as the 10th. It's not going to be the 10th right now. I'm going to actually probably make it live on Wednesday. But that's just, you know, some of those little numbers we need to go back in and change here. But that's all we'll need for adding a listing in there.